My beloved child, I know there have been moments when you stood before a closed door with tears in your eyes, wondering why the opportunity you prayed for never came, why the relationship you hoped would last suddenly ended, why the promotion you worked so hard to earn was given to someone else, why your plans fell apart despite your sincere prayers, and why it seemed as though every path you tried to walk eventually came to an unexpected stop. You questioned whether I had heard your prayers, whether I had forgotten my promises, or whether you had somehow missed my will for your life. But today I want you to quiet every voice of fear and disappointment, because I am speaking peace over your heart. I say to you, my child, those closed doors were never signs that I had abandoned you. They were signs that I was protecting you. You saw rejection, but I saw danger. You saw delay, but I saw preparation. You saw an ending, but I was already writing a better beginning. There are countless things I see that your human eyes cannot perceive. I know every conversation that takes place behind closed doors, every hidden motive in the hearts of people, every decision that will shape your future, and every path that would eventually lead to pain instead of purpose. Because I love you with an everlasting love, I will never allow every desire of your heart to become reality if fulfilling that desire would ultimately draw you away from the destiny I have prepared for you. My wisdom is greater than your understanding, and my love is deeper than you can imagine. That is why I sometimes answer your prayers by saying no, not because I delight in disappointing you, but because I delight in protecting you. A loving father does not give his child everything the child asks for. Instead, he gives what is truly good, what is truly beneficial, and what will lead to lasting joy. There were opportunities you believed would change your life forever, but I knew they would only bring temporary excitement followed by lasting sorrow. There were relationships you begged me to preserve, yet I knew they would slowly steal your peace, weaken your faith, and distract you from the purpose I had planned for you. There were places you desperately wanted to go, but I knew those paths would lead away from my best. So I closed the door. I know it hurt. I know you cried. I know you struggled to understand why everything seemed to fall apart. But even in your pain, my hand was guiding you towards something far greater than you could see. My child, never confuse my protection with my rejection. The enemy wants you to believe that closed doors mean you are forgotten, unworthy, or defeated. But that is a lie. Every closed door that comes from my hand carries within it the promise of a better door ahead. My word declares in Revelation 3:7 that I am the one who opens doors that no one can shut and shuts doors that no one can open. When I close a door, no amount of striving can force it open. And when I choose to open a door, no person, no obstacle, no circumstance, and no power of darkness can keep it closed. That is why I ask you to stop exhausting yourself trying to reopen what I have already shut. Stop returning to places I have called you to leave behind. Stop chasing people who have walked away. Stop grieving opportunities that were never meant to become part of your future. Trust that I know exactly what I am doing. My plans for you are plans for peace and not for evil, plans to give you hope and a future. I have never made a mistake concerning your life. Every step I have allowed has been woven into a purpose that is greater than your understanding. Think about Noah. Before the flood came upon the earth, I instructed him to build an ark while everyone around him mocked his obedience. When the time came, I was the one who shut the door of the ark. Noah did not close it himself. I closed it because once my protection was in place, no one outside could force their way in, and no one inside needed to fear the storm. The same God who shut the ark's door to protect Noah is still protecting his children today. Sometimes I close doors not to keep blessings from you, but to keep danger away from you. Consider Joseph, who dreamed of greatness but found himself sold into slavery and later imprisoned for a crime he did not commit. From his perspective, every important door appeared to close. Yet every closed door positioned him exactly where he needed to be until the day I opened the palace doors that no human being could close. Had Joseph remained comfortably at home, he would never have fulfilled the destiny I prepared for him. Had he escaped prison too early, he would have missed the divine appointment that placed him before Pharaoh. Every closed door became part of the journey toward my perfect plan. Think about David, who was anointed to become king while still a young shepherd. The promise was real, but the throne did not appear immediately. Instead, doors seemed to close again and again as he fled from King Saul, hid in caves, and faced rejection and danger. Yet every difficult season was preparing him to lead with humility, courage, and wisdom. I was developing the king before I delivered the kingdom. Remember the Apostle Paul, who desired to preach in certain regions, but my spirit prevented him from entering those places. At first it may have seemed confusing, but I was directing him toward Macedonia, where countless lives would be transformed through the gospel. What looked like interruption was actually divine direction. In every one of these stories, my children discovered that my closed doors were never punishments. They were pathways leading to greater purpose. I have not changed. I still guide my children with perfect wisdom today. My child, I know you sometimes compare your journey with others and wonder why their doors seem to open while yours remain closed. But comparison will only rob you of peace because you are measuring your life against a plan that was never written for you. I have created each of my children with a unique calling. Their assignment is not your assignment, and your purpose is not theirs. What I prepare for someone else cannot replace what I have prepared for you. Therefore, rejoice with those who rejoice, but never believe their blessing means there is less available for you. My resources are unlimited. My favor never runs out. My love is never divided. The blessing I have prepared for you is specifically designed according to my purpose for your life. That is why waiting for my door is always better than forcing your own. A door opened by human effort may lead to temporary success, but a door opened by my hand leads to lasting peace. Do not become impatient and settle for what is merely good when I am preparing what is best. Continue seeking me with all your heart. Continue praying even when answers seem delayed. Continue obeying my word even when the path ahead appears uncertain. Every act of faith draws you closer to the future I have already prepared. You may not understand every reason behind every closed door, but one day you will look back and thank me for the prayers I answered differently than you expected. You will see how I protected you from unseen dangers, redirected you away from unnecessary pain, and preserved you for blessings beyond your imagination. Until that day, trust my heart even when you cannot trace my hand. Refuse to allow disappointment to harden your spirit. Refuse to believe the lie that your story has ended simply because one chapter closed. I am the author of your life, and I have not finished writing. New chapters are still ahead. New opportunities are still coming. New favor is already being prepared. What I close remains closed for your good, and what I open will remain open according to my perfect will. Lift your eyes from yesterday's disappointments and fix them upon me, for I am leading you toward a future filled with hope. Do not waste your strength standing before doors I have already shut. Turn instead toward me with expectation, because even now I am preparing a door that no one will be able to close, a door that aligns with my purpose, my timing, and my promises for your life. When that door opens, you will recognize that every rejection, every delay, every disappointment, and every unanswered prayer was not evidence of my absence but proof of my faithful protection. And you will declare with confidence that the Lord's ways are always higher. His timing is always perfect, and His plans are always far better than anything you could have imagined for yourself. My beloved child, even though you cannot yet see the door with your natural eyes, I want you to know that heaven has not been silent, and your prayers have not been ignored. While you have been waiting, I have been working. While you have been wondering, I have been preparing. While you have been asking, Lord, when will you answer me? I have already been arranging every detail according to my perfect will. I am never idle. I am never distracted. I am never late. I am the God who sees the end from the beginning, and I know exactly what must happen before the door that I have chosen for you is opened. There are moments in your life when it appears that nothing is changing, when each day feels the same as the one before, and when you begin to wonder if your prayers are accomplishing anything at all. But do not judge. My work is based on what is visible. The greatest miracles often begin in places where human eyes cannot see. Just as a seed grows beneath the soil long before it breaks through the surface, my plans for your life have been developing in hidden places. Every day you have trusted, I have strengthened the foundation of what I am about to do. Every prayer you have prayed has been heard. Every tear you have cried has been collected. Every act of obedience has been remembered. Nothing you have surrendered to me has ever been wasted. I have been aligning people you have not yet met, opening conversations you have not yet heard, creating opportunities you have not yet imagined, and preparing hearts that will one day become part of the story I am writing for your life. My child, some blessings require preparation because I refuse to give you something before the right time. If I were to open every door the moment you desired it, you might walk into places before your character was ready to sustain what I intended to give you. I care more about who you are becoming than about how quickly you arrive. I have been shaping your patience, strengthening your faith, teaching you humility, and drawing you closer to my presence. The blessing. What I have prepared is not only about changing your circumstances, it is about transforming your heart. I desire that when the door opens, you will enter it with wisdom instead of pride, gratitude instead of entitlement, and faith instead of fear. There are people whose lives will be touched because of the work I have first accomplished within you during this season of waiting. Never underestimate the value of preparation. What feels slow to you is often my greatest act of love. I know exactly what is waiting on the other side of the door, and I know exactly when you will be ready to step through it. Trust me enough to believe that my timing is always better than your own. My word declares in Isaiah 43:19, "See, I am doing a new thing!" Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? Even now, I am doing something new in your life. Do not become so focused on the doors that closed yesterday that you fail to notice the new path I am creating today. Sometimes my new beginning looks very different from what you expected, but it will always be better than what you left behind. You may have imagined one future, yet I have prepared another that is far greater because my plans are higher than your plans and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. There is no disappointment that my grace cannot redeem, no failure that my mercy cannot restore, and no delay that my power cannot transform into a testimony. The enemy would like you to believe that your opportunities have passed you by, but I tell you that what I have prepared for you cannot be stolen by another person. No one can take the blessing that I have assigned to your life. My favor is not limited by the success of others. I have more than enough provision for every one of my children. Therefore, stop comparing your journey with those around you. Their assignment is different from yours, and their timing is not your timing. Focus your eyes on me, because I alone know the path that leads to your purpose. One of the signs that I am preparing a new door is the peace that begins to replace your anxiety. You may not have all the answers, yet deep within your spirit there is a growing confidence that I am in control. That peace is my gift to you. It is my spirit reminding you that I have never lost control of your future. Another sign is the increasing desire you feel to spend time in my presence. Instead of running to fear, you find yourself running to prayer. Instead of depending upon your own understanding, you seek my wisdom through my word. These are not small changes. They are evidence that I am preparing your heart for the season ahead. You may also notice unexpected opportunities beginning to appear. Conversations that seem ordinary, invitations that arrive without warning, ideas placed upon your heart, or people entering your life at exactly the right moment. Do not ignore these small beginnings. I often reveal my greatest plans through simple acts of obedience. Remember how I called fishermen to become disciples, a shepherd to become a king, and a young virgin named Mary to carry the Savior of the world. I delight in using ordinary moments to accomplish extraordinary purposes. Therefore, remain faithful in the little things I have placed before you today, because faithfulness in small responsibilities prepares you for greater assignments tomorrow. My child, do not allow impatience to tempt you into forcing open a door that I have not opened. Many people settle for opportunities that appear attractive simply because they become tired of waiting. But what I have prepared for you is worth every moment of patience. A door opened by human ambition can lead to unnecessary burdens, but a door opened by my hand will always carry my peace, my favor, and my provision. When I open the right door, you will not have to manipulate circumstances or compromise your values to keep it open. I will sustain what I begin. I will guide your steps. I will provide the strength you need for every challenge that comes with the blessing. Trust that I know exactly what I am doing. I have not forgotten your dreams. I have not ignored your prayers. I have not overlooked your faithfulness. Every promise I have spoken remains true. Every purpose I have placed within you remains alive. Continue to worship me before you see the answer. Continue to thank me before the miracle becomes visible. Continue to believe my promises even when your circumstances appear unchanged. The day is coming when you will understand why I asked you to wait. You will see how every delay protected you, how every lesson strengthened you, and how every step prepared you for the door that only I could open. Then your heart will overflow with gratitude because you will realize that I was working behind the scenes all along, arranging every detail with perfect wisdom and unfailing love. So lift your eyes with expectation, strengthen your faith, and refuse to lose hope. For the door you have been praying for is not a distant dream, but a promise moving steadily toward its appointed time. When my perfect moment arrives, I will open that door before you in such a way that no person will be able to close it, no obstacle will be able to block it, and no force of darkness will be able to stand against it, because what I begin, I complete. What I open, no one can shut. My beloved child, the moment you have been praying for is drawing near, and now I am calling you to do something that requires courage, faith, and complete trust in me. The door is opening, but you must choose to walk through it. Do not stand frozen by fear because of what happened in your past. Do not allow yesterday's disappointments to keep you from embracing tomorrow's blessings. I have not brought you this far to leave you standing outside the very future I have prepared for you. The same hand that carried you through every trial, every disappointment, every unanswered prayer, and every lonely season will also lead you safely into this new chapter. You are not walking into the unknown alone, for I go before you, I walk beside you, and I remain behind you as your protector. Wherever I lead you, my grace will be sufficient, my strength will sustain you, and my peace will guard your heart. There will always be voices that try to convince you that you are not ready, that you are not qualified, that you have failed too many times, or that someone else deserves the blessing more than you do. But those voices do not come from me. I do not define you by your failures. I define you by my purpose. I do not see you through the lens of your mistakes. I see you through my grace. Before the foundation of the world, I knew every weakness you would have, every battle you would fight, every tear you would cry, and every time you would stumble, yet I still chose you. My calling upon your life has never depended on your perfection. It has always depended on my faithfulness. Therefore, stop questioning whether you are worthy enough to receive what I have prepared. No one earns my favor through flawless performance. My blessings are gifts of grace received by those who trust me with humble and obedient hearts. As you stand before this open door, remember that faith does not mean the absence of fear. Faith means choosing to obey me, even when fear attempts to hold you back. Think about Peter stepping out of the boat onto the water. The waves did not disappear before he took the first step. The wind did not suddenly become calm. He simply trusted my word more than his circumstances. In the same way, I am asking you to trust my promises more than your doubts. You may not know every detail of what lies ahead, but you know the one who is leading you. That is enough. I have never failed my children, and I will not begin with you. Blessings are waiting on the other side of your obedience that cannot be experienced while remaining in the comfort of what is familiar. Some of you have become comfortable in the place of waiting because at least it feels predictable. Yet I did not create you to remain in the wilderness forever. Just as I led the Israelites into the promised land, I am leading you into a season of fulfillment. The wilderness taught dependence, but the promise requires faith-filled action. Do not allow comfort to become a prison that keeps you from your destiny. When I say move, move. When I say speak, speak. When I say forgive, forgive. When I say let go, let go. When I say begin again, do not delay. Obedience opens the door for my power to be revealed in your life. My child, as you walk through this new door, leave behind every burden that belongs to your old season. Leave behind bitterness, because it cannot enter the future I have prepared for you. Leave behind unforgiveness, because it will only weigh down your heart. Leave behind fear, because I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Leave behind comparison, because your purpose is unique. Leave behind shame, because through my mercy you have been made new. Leave behind doubt, because my promises remain true whether your emotions agree with them or not. Walk forward with confidence, knowing that the one who called you is faithful, and he will surely accomplish what he has spoken. I am opening doors of favor that no human influence could create. I am bringing divine connections into your life, people who will encourage you, strengthen your faith, and help you fulfill the assignment I have given you. I am placing wisdom within your heart so that you will recognize the opportunities I provide. I am releasing peace over your mind so that anxiety will no longer control your decisions. I am restoring joy where discouragement once lived. I am healing wounds that have remained hidden for years. I am bringing reconciliation where relationships can be restored according to my will, and where restoration is not possible, I will give you the grace to move forward without resentment. I am making streams in the desert and roads in the wilderness, because nothing is impossible for me. Some of the blessings I bring into your life will appear quietly, one step at a time. Others will arrive suddenly, in ways that only I could arrange. Do not become discouraged if the beginning seems small. Every mighty oak began as a tiny seed. Every great testimony began with one act of faith. Every miracle began with someone believing my promise before seeing the result. Celebrate every small victory because each one is evidence that my hand is moving in your life. Remain humble when favor begins to increase. Remember the seasons when you depended completely upon me. Let success never replace your gratitude. Let recognition never replace your devotion. Let blessings never become more important than the one who gave them. Seek my presence above everything else, because my greatest gift has never been earthly success, but my constant companionship. If you remain close to me, I will continue directing your steps, correcting your path when necessary, and strengthening you for every challenge ahead. The world measures success by wealth, influence, and applause, but I measure success by faithfulness, obedience, love, and humility. Continue serving others with compassion. Continue speaking words of hope to those who are discouraged. Continue living with integrity, even when no one is watching. Continue honoring me in your private life as much as in your public life. These are the qualities that sustain the blessings I give. My child, there will be people who notice the change in your life and ask how the impossible became possible. Tell them about my faithfulness. Tell them that I answered prayers in ways you never expected. Tell them that I remained with you during every season of waiting. Tell them that I transformed your disappointments into testimonies, your tears into songs of joy, and your trials into evidence of my goodness. Your story is not meant to glorify your own strength. It is meant to reveal my glory. Someone who has nearly given up will find hope because they hear what I have done in your life. Someone who believes I no longer perform miracles will discover that I am still the same yesterday, today, and forever. Never hide the testimony I have given you. Use it to strengthen the faith of others and to remind them that I remain a God who keeps every promise. Therefore, I declare over you today that this is not the end of your story, but the beginning of a new chapter filled with my purpose and my peace. I declare that every chain of fear is being broken. Every lie of the enemy is losing its power. Every burden that has weighed upon your heart is becoming lighter through my grace. And every obstacle standing in the way of my perfect will shall be removed in my perfect time. I bless your mind with wisdom, your heart with peace, your home with my presence, your work with favor, your family with protection, your relationships with healing, your hands with provision, and your spirit with unwavering faith. May your steps be ordered by my word, your decisions guided by my spirit, and your life become a reflection of my love and my truth. Walk boldly into the future I have prepared for you, not because you know everything that lies ahead, but because you know the one who holds tomorrow in his hands. Do not shrink back. Do not hesitate. Do not allow fear to steal what faith is ready to receive. The door is open before you. I have gone ahead to prepare the way. No person can close what I have opened. No enemy can destroy what I have ordained. No circumstance can cancel my promises. Trust me completely. Step forward with confidence and rejoice with a thankful heart. For I am the Lord your God. I remain faithful in every generation, and the door I have opened for you will lead you into a future filled with my favor, my purpose, my provision, my protection, and my everlasting peace. And as you walk through it, you will discover that every season of waiting, every closed door, every trial, and every prayer was preparing you for this very moment when my perfect plan would unfold before your eyes, and you would know beyond all doubt that what I open, no one can ever shut.